what's up, guys? The final balance changes are set in stone, and Giant Skeleton Graveyard is about to be beyond busted. This deck is already played on the top 200 by multiple players, as high as 77 in the world. And after Giant Skeleton attacks 8% faster and the Graveyard gets an extra skeleton, the damage of this deck will really get ramped up. With the explosions of Giant Skeleton, the knockback and extra damage from Evolved Executioner, and the Spirit Empress's high damage and ground immunity, you'll dominate bridge battles in most matchups. And once you win the bridge battles, throw down a Graveyard with your counter-pushing cards, vines, and collect your free damage. It's time to enjoy the deck that's getting buffed the most in the new balance changes and assert dominance. It's gonna be really weird to see Giant Skeleton changed in a way where it's not gonna increase its bomb damage, it's just gonna increase its hit speed. Whereas Graveyard is the biggest winner of the balance changes. There's no doubt about it. People are gonna be scared of that extra skeleton. And if you guys, like me, were initially like, oh, everyone's just going to identify the Graveyard placement, if the Graveyard is left alone, or if the opponent doesn't have the adequate answers or doesn't have enough elixir, then they are going to take a lot more damage. So even though it is classified as a rework, it is definitely a bit of a big buff. And it's not every single situation that opponents are able to calculatively defend and get the best possible response to it. Anyway, we're going to have Spirit Empress here, and it's a very annoying card. For whatever reason, I think that Spirit Empress is one of the few cards in Clash Royale that just isn't played that much. Maybe because it's a higher rarity card and people aren't necessarily able to upgrade it that much. But the fact is, this thing has demonic damage potential. If you're able to tank for it with Vines, Giant Skeleton, there's just a lot of different ways of getting value. Okay, I was trying to hope to cheese him a little bit, so he played that well. Congratulations on the defense, man. I did not expect you to be able to do that. The vines are interesting. I think that the Fire Spear will jump, so I got to go Giant Skeleton here. The hit speed for the Giant Skeleton increasing 8% is going to make it a bit more of a monster on offense. It's not necessarily going to be like huge damage with clone like I was expecting to play it, so maybe it's just going to be a more consistent card. Anyway, I want to wait until double elixir more often than not with this deck, because then I'm able to consistently build up a push that opponents aren't able to stop very easily. Spirit Empress in ground form is kind of useless, so I try not to use that whenever I get the option. So we're in a Graveyard here, and then I definitely want to throw down Vine so we can reset his tower and all of his stuff and make sure we get more damage. Unfortunately, this guy's packing poison, so he has a much better matchup than you might expect, but with the Spirit Empress treading overhead, this guy ended up having to waste a Valkyrie too. That Valkyrie's gone, man. He might click the ability, and if he does with the Vines, I'm fine because I still have Snowballs, so we're going to minimize the damage potential, knocking that back. Wait, the axe looked like it animated. It showed that it attacked, but it didn't. Someone make that make sense. The Valkyrie swung and she wasn't even there. That's game-breaking Clash Royale. What are you doing? I mean, everyone complains about heroes. Everyone complains about pay to win. Yo, you guys got to start complaining about the Valkyrie. And some people are going to think that I'm serious. I'm not. I swear. It's sarcasm. I swear. Don't cancel me. All right, we're going to go here, and then I'm probably just going to release Vines if we get the chance, so then we can keep our Giant Skeleton and our Evolved Executioner alive a little longer. Man, this is insane. I cannot believe that our opponent is playing a deck that should be in a much better spot against us, but can't. He's got poison. Y'all would assume that poison would hard counter me. The Spirit Empress in his tower! Oh my gosh! Like, legitimately, if you were to devise a deck to counter Graveyard, you would put poison in your deck 100%. You would also expect him to be able to defend this. If this Giant Skeleton crosses, he's screwed. And it's gonna. Let's go. We can go Bomber here. I'm gonna Vines when I get the chance. And then, honestly, like, I'm hoping that the Executioner survives. First and foremost, that's the #1 priority for us. Keeping that alive as much as possible and cycling towards the Executioner Revolution is brutal. And he can't even Graveyard me. The Fire Spirits just die. The Executioner is at full power. Literally nothing you can do, man. How do you feel? Facing your fear. A big Giant Skeleton is creeping near. And I can even go in for, like, a Snowball here. I don't even know. I mean, genuinely, he is consistently going in for poisons. So I think I will win this match. It is taking a little bit longer than I wanted, though. Oh, right as I say that, and I was cutting, he ended up letting a Giant Skeleton meander towards the tower. So, you know, I tried to cut to save you guys some time. Probably have a fun little animation for you guys and show you what happens. But yeah, let's keep moving. We're going to hopefully win every game we play with this deck before the huge buffs. DD, it is time to make you deady, dude. I'm going to go in for a Bomber in the back, and I want him to go and spam into us. Ideally, our dad jokes are going to keep up his a little bit of anger. I don't know. I just want him to be antagonized, you know? With bad jokes like that, bro is going to be hammering me with P.E.K.K.A.s and just dropping things into Spirit Empresses and Executioners. The way I now understand this deck, I mean, this is literally my second game ever with the strategy. You can use Spirit Empress for good responses if the opponent's running like Mega Knights or P.E.K.K.A.s. And then also I can use, you know, just Executioner for ground defenses as like a built-in bowler that can also target air cards. And Giant Skeletons too. Like, this deck might be one of the dirtiest decks I've ever seen in Clash. It's so hard to break through this deck. Like, I can beat Golem, I can beat Bridge Spam. I don't know what this really loses to. I don't think there are many hard counters, if any at all. I would say like Poison, but we just clapped it. Like, that was crazy easy. Typically when I'm running like Giant Graveyard or a Graveyard deck with Snowball and Arrows, or Snowball, I guess, and Vines in this strategy, like, I just automatically lose to Poison because they'll be able to defend the Graveyard, and I can't really defend theirs easily. But if I'm winning bridge battles with Spirit Empresses and Evolved Executioners and knocking their stuff back, it's not necessarily as scary as it typically is. We're trying to snowball that back, and then I guess he could, like, go in for Vines or something. We'll let him get one P.E.K.K.A hit, and then we'll go for guards. It's fine, because we still have the Spirit Emperor counter pushing. We also have Vines, so that we can maybe kill the entire Electro Wizard here. I'm going to send it, because if we keep this Spirit Empress alive, it will get a way better trade. I need to get a shot onto the Bandit. It did hit the tower, so that's a lot of damage, and I think consistently we will get better trades overall, especially in the late game. He played better than me right there. I'm not gonna lie. I think he genuinely did play well. He also gave me the peace out emote. He gave a little cheeky BM there. I like that. I like that. If you guys ever play against me, give me that emote so you know that you know me, and then I know that you know me, and then it's kind of fun. You know, we can have this little peace out Girl Scout skirmish, guys. We can hit you up with the emote. You can hit me up with the emote. I think it's fun. I think it's a good time. Anyway, I'm gonna try to go for a Spirit Empress here, and I should be good on defense. You know, even if you fireball and you're playing super damn well, I don't think that you're able to do much here, because I could just graveyard you, have the Executioner survive, and then Vines. I mean, is he dead? I hope he's dead. I hope we get all the damage back and more. There's no way he's easily defending that. Even with an Electro Wizard, he's getting a bad trade, I would say. So, yeah, we'll take what we can get. I think I'm just going to go in for a Giant Skeleton here. Expect him to go for a P.E.K.K.A. If he wants to, I'm going to go for Spirit Empress. I should get a better trade going for Spirit Empress on the P.E.K.K.A. as long as it's in the air, and then just let our Giant Skeleton die. It doesn't really matter that much to me. I could Executioner as well. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Fortunately for us, he's going to have the Magic Archer walk in the wrong side, so that was interesting. Oh, all right, I guess maybe it wasn't the wrong side. Maybe it was completely calculated all along. All right, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to Graveyard. We're going to use our Executioner on defense, and then we could Vines and win the game. So that's the strategy here, guys. It's actually that simple. You keep your shenanigans alive, and then they get steamrolled by the stupid Spirit Empress. Look at how much damage that does per hit. It's just illegal. That shouldn't happen. I'm always comfortable with this deck because I feel like if I get a Spirit Empress anywhere near the tower with Vines and Graveyard, and they're freaking out, and they're focused on the Giant Skeleton or the Graveyard, and they have nothing for the Spirit Empress, well, it claps them quick. All right, so bro is going through with the Hog Rider. I think I'm just going to go for a Spirit Empress and a Snowball. You guys might laugh saying, why are you dropping 6 Elixir and then 2? I don't want to take damage. And if we get a Spirit Empress and we are getting counterpush with that, it's essentially 4 Elixir Hog Rider. 4 Elixir Hog Rider for free means that I'm not spending as much on my Spirit Empress. So that's a good trade in my eyes. I'm also dealing way more than a Hog Rider could ever dream of doing to his tower. So my perspective on Clash Royale is you can over defend sometimes, as long as your counter pushing crap will force out a lot of extra elixir as well. But if you're over defending with like a Musketeer and an Ice Golem and they're going on the same side and you're not able to do anything with it, right? Or you're like, you have a Dark Goblin going in front of a Giant or something. It's really not a cohesive counter push. But Spirit Empress, a lot of times you can get value out of it. So I can't complain about that. Also, I'm cycling the Bomber since it's only 2 Elixir, and I feel like that's their best bet to get to another Spirit Empress. It kind of prevents the opponent from attacking me. You sit back, you chill there, and you're like, hey, you want to go and attack into a 6 Elixir Behemoth that you can't kill with a spell? And the answer is probably no. The answer is probably no. I would say 9 times out of 10, they would not enjoy that experience. We're going to get guards down here, so then the P.E.K.K.A. targets that. The Spirit Empress is going to take the brunt of his Executioner. And notice how my Executioner was clapping his Xyz's cheeks, and then somehow it didn't do that anymore? I guess I got a little unlucky with that. It is what it is. I'm in a Graveyard because he's literally at 0 Elixir. He's zapped at 0. I'm pretty sure he's at 0. This guy has to drop units, and I don't know if he's able to afford that and get the best trade. Oh, come on, man. That sucks. That I have to Vines that Dark Prince. That hurts me. That hurts my feelings a lot. Because if it went back towards the Graveyard Skeletons, I would have been able to afford a Giant Skeleton, and I would have probably just won the game. So it is what it is. Also, guys, I feel so much better working out and eating healthier. I don't know why I do this. I got to start, you know, actually self-rewarding myself and being being proud of myself when I do that. There's so many recording sessions and so many times that I was recording in 2025, and legitimately, I was exhausted because I was recording at like 12 midnight. You know, things are good. I'm having a much better year in 2026. I hope everyone watching is also having an awesome year too. Just want to say that while this game was like casually ramping up, because bro is spamming a ton of stuff at us, and I think we're chill because, I mean, ultimately he's not able to kill our stuff at all, right? We can just send a graveyard and maybe go in for vines, pull the Dark Prince, stop it from charging. Well, I don't even know why I stopped it from charging. It wasn't going to do anything to me. Look at how dumb this is. Executioner is goated. It's going to hit the Dark Prince and hit the tower for sure. It's going to do it. Oh, wait, that was really well played on his end. Strategies are enhanced by our homie. All right, also he made a prediction. Smart player, smart player. But I have Giant Skeleton, and then your P.E.K.K.A is going to die, so I can just do this. And then Bomber, and we target the Hog Rider first. If he tornadoes and cooks me, I'm sad, but I don't think that's going to take my tower. Even if it's at a low health, I have Evolved Snowball, and I have Vines with the Graveyard, so I genuinely don't know what you do here. You can't stop it. It's impossible! All right, you know what? Just to be safer, I should have evolved Snowball on defense so I would have taken no damage. But nothing beats the feeling of dropping 10 spells on the opponent and knowing they can't do anything to stop you. I probably shouldn't be doing that if I want to win all my games, though. Believe it or not, guys, I played against another P.E.K.K.A player, and this guy had Mother Witch, Electro Spirit, and Zap, and made the game go all the way until overtime, and his towers ticked down because I was eventually able to win with some cheeky Spirit Empress damage. And I'm not going to put that in the video because, you know, I don't want to have you guys watch 3 Spirit Empress into P.E.K.K.A games back to back to back, because I think you guys got the memo on that. But just to be completely clear, if you're playing against Mother Witch, don't go in for graveyards very often. If you do end up playing against Mother Witch, sometimes what happens is you'll graveyard and then you'll vines and you'll try to hit the Mother Witch and you'll hit the pigs instead, since the piggies have more health than the Mother Witch. Also, I'm going to vines here because the tower has more health, so then the Spirit Empress is not going to get targeted. So the Spirit Empress is going to stay alive longer, and it'll target the graveyard skeletons and retarget onto that. I am in a really good spot, definitely playing against a golem deck. So we got the spice of life up in here in Clash Royale. They're giving us some deck variety. And I guess Mr. Focus is focused on all enemy. He is dropping a baby dragon at the bridge, which is extremely interesting because I do not think that is a reasonable play to do. I'm going to snowball here just to slow that down. And usually these types of players will go for Elixir Collector if they have it. And I want a graveyard on the Elixir Collector. So if they have a graveyard counter of Elixir Collector plus spells, the Elixir Collector still dies, and that's one of the best interactions in the world for us. I also expected him to cycle something to the right, so I wanted to go left. Oh, wait, we caught him. We caught him. This is it. Now I'm building up the push, and this is the exact moment. I was literally predicting the future. Guys, I'm a little fortune teller out here, so hopefully we can tell the tale that we win. I'm in a graveyard like this, and all of the graveyard skeletons will encompass this Elixir Collector, so very nice trade. And genuinely, guys, the Giant Skeleton would clap that cheek a little bit quicker against the mini P.E.K.K.A if we had a little bit more luck with the, you know, balance changes coming in on time. It's a new season, and the balance changes are like 2 weeks late. What are we doing here? Anyway, I might get enough damage to switch sides. I don't think so, though. Whoa! That was a lot of damage. It's a bit more than I thought would happen. Not gonna lie. Anyway, we're gonna go guards to aid our aggression, and then we're gonna executioner in the same side with Spirit Empress. We want to get to an evolved snowball, so hopefully we can have that happen. Oh, you know what? I'm definitely going to have to vines that, right? I need to vines that, or we're cooked. Can I get, like, a giant skeleton to block a little bit? Yeah, I got to vines that. I got to vines that, please! Oh, no. It's still alive, bro. It's still alive. Stop it. Stop it, bro. All right, we're chill. He dropped off his elixir. He completely overcommitted. So now all we have to do is go guards and probably just graveyard the other side, so then he doesn't get counterpushed in the side that he's going towards. I think that's probably the best play. Hell, I'll even vines here, and then I'll cycle an executioner, carve up the barbarians, crush his dreams, and then likely just win the match with that. So hopefully we can get another good graveyard. We'll see. Oh, he's still spamming. He's a solid spammer. This guy is going in. He's going insane with it. Yeah, so I don't even care. I will graveyard you, and I will destroy you. So I'm going to send that right now. I am also going to go in for an Evolved Snowball just to pull that back. I'm going to Vines because he doesn't have Barbarians. And then I'm also going to throw down my Bomber. It's a little bit disrespectful to just straight up ignore and be like, yeah, I don't really want to defend and then play defense to offense, I'm just going to kill you while defending at the same time. But that's how this deck works. Like, I can functionally play the game at way less elixir because I have Snowball, I have Vines, I've got guards and Giant Skeleton. And yeah, he's literally pulling the little Gary guards into his tower because he wants the game over faster. Let's go, the Grizzly Gang. I don't know if this guy is just going to be a complete savage straight out of the woods, or if he is going to be chilling in his woods and not cycling stuff. Would he not? I don't know. I'm going to go in for the bomber in the back and anticipate this guy to eventually drop something. What? Are you serious right now? Is this real? You're going to go for a Royal Giant without being aware of what you're playing into. Did he expect me to be playing like a Balloon, Musketeer, Snowball, Barbarrel deck? Because that's usually, I guess, what has Snowball. So I'm going to Fisherman probably. So let's go guards and make a prediction on that. And then let's go in for a Spirit Empress. So this Royal Giant will really only do one shot, if that. Yeah, I got one hit on my tower with the 6 elixir invested. Okay, well, we have our Spirit Empress alive. It's not dying unless you drop a spell or, I guess, like a spirit, maybe. Aw, the Spirit Empress dying to a spirit would be barbaric. That would be cannibalism. Anyway, I'm going to throw down our graveyard just because he's down so much elixir. And I'm going to snowball as well just to hopefully break the guard shields, get some extra damage, cycle towards our evolution, and feel reasonable about our situation. So we've identified that bro has got guards with Royal Giant and also lightning. So we don't necessarily have to worry that much about someone doing something annoying, going and spamming us with like a Royal Giant and then a Goblin Barrel. Dude is literally just going to be playing a standard RG strategy. So I can go in for a Giant Skeleton on the same side. And since his best answer to guards is cycled, I can just guards on the Royal Giant if he goes right side. Because he doesn't have splash damage anymore. Oh, he doesn't care about splash damage. He cares about splashing through with crazy stuff. All right, so we're going to use range cards that don't get knocked back. Unfortunately, the guards would face their fear of getting knocked away by the RG there. Anyway, he could lightning. Order Tower, what the hell? All right, screw it. All Vines. I'll send it. If the Giant Skeleton gets anywhere near the tower, I think we just win the game. But yeah, bro has got Inferno Tower RG. These decks are so weird, man. And I'm losing to it right now. Damn, I hate when that happens. I hate when you look at something and you have no idea what is happening. I also don't have a building, so this might be a tough matchup. I think playing against Royal Giant is not necessarily the easiest ever. Anyway, I'm going to throw down a graveyard here and then maybe go in for an Evolved Snowball, depending on what happens. I want to guaranteed clean up the stuff in front of the tower and Snowball, so then if we pull everything back, the Spirit Empress locks onto the tower. So that's another very cheeky and cheesy play. So if y'all are unaware, Spirit Empress plus Evolved Snowball and then also Vines is diabolical. If you want to win that way, it's really dirty. So I'm going to Giant Skelly here as well. He might Inferno Tower, so let's go guards and try to make a prediction if he tries to go for a high Inferno Tower. Maybe the guards can tank for it. Aw, damn. All right, we'll just go for Vines so we can reset everything, and then we'll try to Snowball on the Bomber so it dies, and then we'll throw down a graveyard now. So the order of operations is drastically shifted in a different direction for us. We're trying to keep our Executioner alive instead so we can carve up the tower with that. And I think we are about to send him to the Shadow Realm. Peace out, buddy. The Grizzly really wasn't that wild after all, as he wandered into an environment he wasn't allowed to be in and got caught by our Pokeball. Chuck a Giant Skeleton Bomb in the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.